Hello there, everybody. People of the Anglo-Saxon, Germanic / Norse layout of the Adesata. Folks of Feinterfensida. Folks, horsemen of a Klingus half. And folks of the Wolfingus half. Today, I'm wearing a different pendant today since we've been having all these storms. I got this on my name day from this year from Holy Glastonbury, commonly known as Glastonbury, Holy Glastonbury. I thought I'd wear that for a change. It's a Malnai, presents for Norse Hammer. I do have the Saxon equivalent of it as well, but I've been very drawn to that. And I bought it from Glastonbury. I've seen it like for 3-4 years when I went prior, and I was actually really pleased and amazed to see it. That pendant was still there when I went back years later on my name day, which was actually this wheel. So I was really pleased to still be able to get my hands on that. I was still finding my way to the Anglican path at the time, and there was a few things that drew me to Anglican for what I am. Seeing that was one of the little glimpses of actually what brought me to it when I seen it in Glastonbury. There was calling from all corners of what we modernly known as Angleland, or the Seven Kingdoms. Now, the Seven Kingdoms, when I say that, I'm not referring to hold on, sort this volume out. I'm not referring to Game of Thrones, because they say the Seven Kingdoms. I'm actually referring to the Seven Kingdoms of Angleland before it was Angleland under Athelstan Cunning, grandson of Alfred the Great of Wessex and son of Edward the Elder. But he was probably started off in Wessex, I'd imagine, Athelstan Cunning, and of course he united the Seven Kingdoms and the Isle of Wight into Angleland. Lots of history, obviously. Once I'm finished with these Havermal shows, I will be doing a lot more on history of our forebears, showing you items in the room, mythology of the gods. There's so much to do. Lots of talk shows I'll be doing. So don't think once the Havermal is done, I will be ending it there. I will be teaching mythology, teaching the ways of our forebears as much as I can. Reese will probably pop on the shows as well when he can. Reese is very good with with the stories of the gods. I'm getting there with them as well. And I'm very good on the forebear side in the history of the land. So, but it's important that we all know it, because it's our ways. But anyway, and of course the Lords and Ladies connections with the land's example Mother Nerthus, I believe she's connected to the Roll Stones from the stories I found on the Roll. Mother Nature is obviously Mother Nerthus. She says if you annoy her, she can put many curses upon you. So what a better thing to do than someone who was actually meant to be king of, probably Mercia or Angleland, depending on when it happened. Him and his men were turned to stone and remain in southern Mercia in the Shire of Oxfordshire. So yeah. Of course, that was mentioned in my reading from this past week's Home Block, which was last for Norse Day. We are on chapter 66 and 67. 65, not far. One page away. This book is truly magic. Here we go. So as always, I will read from Bray down to Thorpe to Bellows, modern English ancient tongue, straight through, and it gets easier and to break down as we go through. So here we go. A At many a feast I was far too late, and much too soon at some. So too late, too early. Drunk was the ale, or yet unserved. Never hits the joint who is hated. Thorpe puts it as, much too early I came to many places, but too late to others. The beer was drunk, or not ready. The beer was drunk, or not yet ready, so it wasn't present to the table or the barrels or whatever. The disliked Saldom or Saldorn? No, Saldorn. No, Saldom is Saldom. It's that time of night. Struggling to see some of the letters, but anyway, Saldom hits the moment, and Bellows puts it as, too early, too many a meeting I came, and some too late I have sought. The beer was all drunk, or not yet brewed. Little the loafed man finds. So sometimes he's too early or too late, and he's basically saying, and there are probably situations in modern life where if you're too early or too late, you'll miss the food, or I've actually got an example of this actually. Not that I was expecting it, because I know I was late anyway, so obviously I knew I missed the food in this situation. I had my friend's niece's party, little house party, little gathering at the family and local friends. We had mead was offered, and beer and all sorts, but they did food as well, and obviously I was actually offered jelly, so that's actually a bit of a lie, but a forgotten lie. But I think they had little bits of buffet food, and because I was actually late coming to the celebration to the agreed time, like I say, you miss, like it says here in the Havermal, if you're late to a gathering, a party or whatever, you will miss most likely the food or the drink. That's why it's basically saying if you agree to a time, try and stick to it. It's basically timekeeping. It's the moral of this chapter is timekeeping in chapter 66. I'm actually going to put that into 66 into the points. So 66 is timekeeping. That's basically timekeeping. That was quite an interesting chapter. Chapter 67, same process. We'll go through the three authors that have rewritten the Havermal, and it breaks down easy as you get down to the bottom to Bellows. Starting with Bray. Here and there, to a home I had happily been asked. Had I needed no meat at my meals, or were two hams left hanging in the house of that friend where I had partaken of one. That's Bray. Moving on to Thorpe. Here and there I should have been invited, if I a meal had needed, or two hams had hung at that true friend's, whereof one I had eaten. And here is Bellows. To their homes men would bid me Hither and Yon, or Yon, if at meal time I needed no meat, or would hang two hams in my true friend's house, where only one I had eaten. So let's try and break this down, because this is a bit of a confusing one. To their homes men would bid me Iffa and Yun. In their homes, they would offer me some food. If at mealtime I needed no meat, so maybe he didn't fancy eating meat, he might have wanted a bit more protein or fruit on the tree. We'll go through that today as well. Or would hang 2 hams. Well, I might hang 2 hams for you to eat in my true friend's house. So they hang ham for you ready to eat, where only I had eaten. So it's basically saying in the true friend's house they would hang ration of meat where the person that's talking in the Havermal actually sat. So let me just analyse this a sec. The homes men would bid May, Hither and Yon. Time I needed no meat or would hang 2 horns in my true friend's house where I only had eaten. I think it's basically getting at, and the true friend, the close friend, asked him to basically go around and eat food, and he went to a few other friends' place, and he hung meat where the true friend hung meat where he'd usually sit. So he actually hung ham, but maybe it's the other friends that he went to actually offered him food that he didn't like. But if he went to the true friends, he could have been offered something that he probably would have liked. So this chapter is basically getting at choices and, how you make plans with friends if something happens to be on the same day. You just got to plan it right, plan it well, and keep everybody in the loop. And that's pretty much what chapter 67, I think, is getting at in the Havermal. So, yeah, it's basically keep your friends, whoever you plan with, kin, whatever, partners, keep them in the loop when you make plans, and analyse in the event what's there, what's going to be there, what's going to be to eat, who's going to be there. Now, Havermal, I would imagine, pretty much covers all of this at some point. So, 68 and 69 will be tomorrow. Yeah, but it's pretty much saying, just be careful, think how you plan. We all make mistakes, we all forget stuff, and things mess up. Nobody's going to get through life getting everything right without quarrel or issues. Nothing's guaranteed in our mortal realm of Middengadda, but yeah, but that's pretty much what he's getting at that, I think, and that is today's Havermal show. So hopefully after work at some point tomorrow, probably around this time, probably I will most likely come on again, but of course I'll keep you all updated on the Facebook if I'm not, on the groups and everything. Funnels Day I won't be on because my partner will be here, so there'll be no Havermal quote show on Funnels Day. Free Die again I'll hopefully be on after work, and then the weekend I of course won't be on, but there will be videos of songs that we may sing and other bits. There will also be photos from a Klingers half blot in our grove on Saturday, and I'll try and if Halfsman, Wolfman, Ian, or Woodsman Ian, whatever he prefers to go by out the 2 names, agrees, I can either video or just get pictures of his house swearing, and hopefully I can put them up as well with of course with his permission. He'll probably want them up anyway, but I will always check with him first, because it's a big day for my houseman, my brother, my friend Ian, Wolfmanian, because it is, as I said in the last show, it is his house swearing. It's a very big day and a lovely moot will be done after the blot. So yes, there we go. I also need to think of a song to sing at this upcoming blot. So yeah, there we go. Actually, I think I may have thought of my song, but I need to find the lyrics. And it's actually a peaceful song, so it fits. It's a song of peace, but actually by a black metal band, Winterfillif. But it's one of their more calmer songs on the calmer albums. But you guys will see that if it goes to plan on Saturday. Anyway, good night, guys. May we have the honour to be, the wisdom to know, the knowledge to care, and as our forebears did, so shall we. Wassel hell, drink ale. Good night, everybody. See you later. Good night.